The pivot to zero-sugar beverages represented one of the most significant shifts in the soft drink market in decades, driven by mounting evidence that excessive sugar consumption contributes to obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic syndrome. Diet sodas, zero-sugar energy drinks, and artificially sweetened flavored waters now constitute a major and growing product category, marketed with the implicit message that you can enjoy sweet beverages without the metabolic consequences of sugar. This proposition was largely accepted by regulators, public health institutions, and consumers for most of the period between the 1960s and the 2010s. The scientific picture that has emerged since then has significantly complicated the narrative. Artificial sweeteners, sucralose, aspartame, saccharin, acesulfame potassium, and newer arrivals like Advantame are approved by the FDA on the basis of safety data that primarily assessed acute toxicity and carcinogenicity in animal models. What those original approval frameworks did not evaluate systematically was the effect of chronic, daily consumption on the gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that inhabit the human intestinal tract and play roles in immune function, metabolism, mood regulation, and nutrient processing that researchers are still mapping. The microbiome was not understood at the time these sweeteners were approved in the way it is now, and the regulatory frameworks have not been updated to reflect what has since been learned. The Weizmann Institute studies, published in Cell in 2022, provided some of the most direct evidence of artificial sweetener effects on human microbiomes. The researchers demonstrated that saccharin and sucralose, two of the most widely consumed artificial sweeteners globally, altered gut microbiome composition in human subjects and produced glycemic responses in a subset of participants, mediated through microbiome changes rather than direct metabolic effects. The implication is that some people consuming artificial sweeteners may experience glucose metabolism effects similar to those associated with sugar consumption, precisely the outcome the products are marketed to avoid, via a microbiome-mediated pathway. The WHO's 2023 assessment of aspartame, which assigned it a possibly carcinogenic classification, added a different dimension to the risk conversation. The classification reflects limited evidence from epidemiological studies and insufficient animal data. It is not a declaration that aspartame causes cancer in humans at typical consumption levels. But the reclassification prompted an important question: what is the appropriate precautionary standard for a substance consumed daily by hundreds of millions of people, including children? The regulatory standard of not proven harmful in acute settings may be insufficient for compounds ingested in this quantity and frequency. The insulin response paradox deserves separate mention. Consuming sweet-tasting substances that deliver no calories may prime the body's metabolic anticipation systems in ways that alter hunger signaling, potentially contributing to the compensation eating that has made diet products consistently associated with weight gain rather than weight loss in long-term observational studies. The relationship between artificial sweeteners and weight management outcomes is far less favorable in the actual evidence base than the zero-calorie framing implies.